Hey Katja, welcome in. Yagmer. Yeah, I've decided to do like a Akashic records where you guys can ask like your spiritual questions. Like it can be, I don't know, about like certain laws of the universe or certain questions you've always wondered, about the past or spirituality or anything like that. I'm doing good, Yagmer. 42. I mean 24. 24. So we'll start like with this prayer um, that I learned. So if I can get my cat to settle down. Says, we are surrounded by the pure white light of divine source. We ask Archangel Michael to protect and guide us, and we call forth all of our angels, guides, and beings of light and Akashic record masters to assist us now to receive information of the highest truth, the highest frequency of light and love, allowing us to receive exactly what we need for our greatest good and the greatest good of humanity. Okay, so if you guys have like any questions about spirituality or anything you want me to ask the Akashic records in terms of, spirituality, anything like you always wondered about, like why certain things are the way they are, and just anything like that. Right, right, yeah, because it's for the highest truth, the highest frequency of light and love. That's why my past life has affected me. Healing hearts? Bonnie, what is blocking my Korean love? Um, I can see if I can do that with I'll see, like, what my Akashic record masters. Today, Healing Hearts. My birthday is today. Really? Happy early birthday. Let's see. Akashic record masters. Bonnie wants to know what is blocking her. Career. It's like lower vibrational energy. It's almost like a lack of motivations how it's coming through, Bonnie. It's like it's a sadness. It's like you're grieving something and there's a release that needs to happen. Um and more like self-belief and trusting in the journey, and your ability to have and to empower yourself to manifest in a 3D world, and asking for what is in alignment with your highest timeline and the highest truth. Hey, legend. Wait, what comment? Wait. Hey, legend, do you have a question for the Akashic records? It's more like what I'm going for, cause like, I would have to, like, tap into your individual records. Now, I am doing that through donation for, like, $10 to Akashic Records, cause like, it's the process. But what this live is really about is, like, asking spiritual questions, like, why is there, challenges? What is the purpose of, you know darkness in the world, or why, or where did things originate, or anything that's happened in the past, something like that. Not so much personal questions, it's more of like spiritual questions, like things you've wondered about, like that. Hello, hello, Bora Bora. Or like things, how karma works, or something like that. We're gonna like, things like that is like really what this live is about. Like not like personal questions, but more like things you've wondered, like spiritually, or things like that. Thank you, Bora Bora. Thank you, thank you. That's more of like a personal question, Katja. This is more like things you've wondered spiritually, like are something for the like more like a collective thing. Like this isn't like I'm not wanting to do personal questions. I will with donation doing Akashic record readings, um, but the Akashic record readings are like 10 because it's a little bit of a process. But this is more of like, how does karma work? Or what's the purpose of light and shadow? Or um, what are angels? What are their purpose? What are spirit guides? Things like that. Aliens, you know, it was Lemuria a real place or something like that? Or do mermaids exist? Like things like that. What would like is there a religion that is the true? Something like that. What like is there, what do you mean legend? Yeah, something like, yeah, just like something like that. Like any type of like it's as long as it's like for collective and it's not like a personal question, like something, like a curiosity that you want to ask. How to understand the blockages. Okay, let's see. Kasha record masters. We understand the blockages that we have. I think it's first acknowledging that it is within you and it's not something outside of you. They're saying like like a lot of times we have these like inner battles that we project outwards, but it's like first understanding that it exists within you, um like a limiting belief or something like that. So first, like recognizing that it all comes from you. It's not like an outside force. It's within you is what they're saying. I understand that part of the blockages can be seen as things that we came here to break free from, as a part of our soul contract that we made before we journeyed on this earthly plane. Like it's a part of the plan to be able to liberate ourselves. And like the blockage is where there is almost to the end of a cycle. They're showing me the number 9. So it's like a blockage is like an area that we've reached a certain limit with, but that we have the ability to break out, to go beyond it, to enter into a new beginning through that. It's it's like a new, it leads to like a new area of growth. Is this what you're seeking, Yagmer? Hello, hello. So we're asking the Akashic records like things that you've wondered about, like your spiritual questions or for this life. And they're like stepping stones to reach some sort of liberation. Yeah, so kind of mean like sometimes through blockages and limitations we have hard to recognize, yeah. So like the subconscious, like how do you, okay, see. I think, first it's like recognizing that it is within you and it's not like an outside force. Um, so Akasha Record Masters, how do we bring into conscious awareness a subconscious block? It's interesting. They're showing me like a mummy coming to life. Like an Egyptian mummy, like wrapped in the wrappings, and it's like alive though. Yes. How do we awaken? Spells like affirmations. Like I will become aware, revealed to me, speaking directly to your subconscious. So one way to do it is before you go to sleep. So ask your subconscious, reveal to me blocks that I'm not consciously aware of. You do that through deep meditation too, getting into a trance, right, with the mummy, and asking that question: what are some blocks that I'm not consciously aware of? Reveal them to me. Also through affirmation, like I will be aware of subconscious blocks that's blocking me. Oh, hold on. Another way to recognize where you're losing a block is where you lose your sense of humor. That can show you where there's a block. Um, if your life doesn't look the way that you would like it to, there's some sort of block or limiting belief there. If you have a desire to do something, but feel a resistance when it comes to bringing it about, there's some sort of block, some sort of limiting belief there. So I think blocks can be you can kind of recognize blocks where you lose your sense of humor and where you may resist certain changes. Like when you want to create a change and notice what unfolds from that. Does that make sense? Anything else you want me to ask them about blockages? So it's almost like seeing the symptoms. Like you'll see the symptoms and then acknowledging the symptoms and like seeing the symptoms of a block, start to pull that up and it'll help you get to like the root that may be kind of deeper underneath, you know? See legend. Will there be any more discovery early Christian texts like Qumran and okay, we'll see. Akashic Record Masters. Will there be any more discoveries of early Christian text? Some people have them in a private collection. I'm kind of seeing legend, but I don't know if the public is aware of it. It's interesting, so it's interesting how they're saying this legend. It's like people are channeling, like writing down text, like they're channeling it, and it is like older. It's like the similar same information that was received, but it's like being translated like with modern people like of today. That's how they're showing it, legend. Akashic Record Masters, will there be any discoveries of like time dated, like time period, um, early Christian texts? Any more new discoveries or findings of this to come? There's some ties to like Egypt here. They like show me a pyramid, and they're showing me it looks like kind of like the Empire State Building too. Hmm. They're saying there is more to be found because it's kind of like, people are still like, I believe, still asking, like finding like different burial sites and stuff in Egypt. And I think just like that, there's more like they may find ancient burial sites where people have been buried with certain text. That's what I'm getting, Legend. Thank you guys for the birthday wishes. But I think, like, a lot of that information is, like, being channeled today, um, though it may not be recognized as that similar information that was channeled long ago. Oh, thank you for the birthday wish. Thank you, thank you. Oh, yeah, yeah. Go Cancer. Crabbies. Thank you, legend. So this isn't like personal questions, it's more of like things you may have wondered, like maybe like about ancient Egypt or, um, you know, was Lemuria a real place? Or aliens? Or what is karma? Or um, things like that. Your Cancer moon, that would be interesting to have a Cancer moon. Because I know being a Cancer, like I can get kind of, I can very sentimental and I can cry sometimes. Like, things touch me, which touch me deeply, which like everybody can, but Libra sun, well, that's good. You need that Libra sun, that Cancer moon. I bet with that Cancer moon, but you got that Libra sun there. Another, oh, for tarot reading? I'm not sure. Probably another live tonight. Thank you, Jazz. Thank you, Legend. Okay, that's a good one, Yagmer. Okay, Akashic Record Masters. How do we use crystals on ourselves? Well, we know like the placing on the body, and I think it's also like intention, like recognizing like crystals vibrate at certain frequencies. Like different crystals vibrate at different frequencies. And it's almost like the shamanic belief of everything has a consciousness. Um, it's almost like letting the crystal speak to your chakras. Um, so, how can we use crystals on ourselves for healing? Yeah, place on the chakras is showing me. Any other like do you have like a more, because it's showing like placing them on the chakras, letting the crystal like influence your vibrational field with its unique vibration. That means there has to be like an allowance and acceptance to allow the crystal to whisper its magic into your chakras. And also with intention, like you can program quartz crystal. Is there like a something like more specific you want me to ask about healing with crystals? It's interesting because they keep showing me like these crystal towers where crystals come from Earth, but they're like a tower that is connected to like the heavens too. It's kind of like it's Earth This earth, high vibrational earth energy that's connected to the higher worlds. Um, it's a communication, they're saying. It's like the crystals are like a connection between the earthly plane and spiritual plane. And it's like the more you work with them, like the relationships, like you can build a relationship with them. Um, I can show you, like in my shamanic practice, like when I was being taught, we were taught like with a stone. If you have like a heavy energy, a worry, concern, you can breathe it into the stone to release it. Um, And you can receive information from stones too, just how people talk to trees. You can receive information from crystals. It's called the in shamanic belief that they're called the stone people, and they're said to hold the stones are said to hold the oldest stories of the world. If you can get to where you can receive information from stones, they can tell you the stories of the earth. Stop, yeah. That's funny. Um, Akashic record masters, how do the crystals have this ability to heal through these their properties? How do they have yes, understand vibration? How do crystals have this ability to heal? It's interesting because like at first I saw like an alien saucer, so I'm not sure what that's about. But then I feel like these crystals are grown like in the earth. They're in caves and things like that. It's almost like they have these properties because they've spent this time, um, in a way, kinda in solitude, like, growing. It's like they're not influenced by I mean, diamonds are created from outside forces, but let me see here. Oh, yeah. They're saying, like, other things have the ability to heal us through too, through, their energy. It's saying it's a resonance. Yeah. Oh, that's good, Yagmer. Yeah, try breathing into it, like building connection, like a little friend, you know? Um, you little stone, little crystal friend. My shamanic practice, we call it them our kuyas. Oh, Bora Bora. Oh, thank you, Bora Bora. I just seen your state. You subbed to me through Scotch. You found me through Scotch channel. Awesome. How do they absorb the energy? Yeah, like what happens? Okay. It's like attracts like a resonance. Um, it's vibration. But so obsidian, like darker stones can absorb like heavier energy. Let's see. Culture Record Masters, for example, like how does a crystal like black tourmaline absorb negative energy? Like how does that happen? Show me like a sponge. And then, like, so, like, cleansing the crystal, like, you can cleanse them by burying them in the earth and stuff like that, and cleansing them to release. It's almost like the sponges, like the holes, it's almost like little black holes or something. You know how a black hole can absorb and it, like, sucks everything in that's around it? Hey, Mystic Wolf. It's almost like it's like like it has like a magnetic pull, almost like a little tiny black holes or something. It's like then they show me like a Venus flytrap, you know? Like it almost like it attracts it through a certain affinity. And then when it gets close to that, it like absorbs it through like those like it's almost like a magnetic, almost like a black hole is what it's showing me, Admiral. But it's like it has to entice this energy. This is interesting. So do they absorb energies from like plants and animals? And yes, it's like an energetic communication. It's almost like like those fish, those little fish that like eat the pest off the other fish, and they have that kind of symbiotic kind of relationship. It's kind of like it sounds. This kind of showing me. So do these stones like do they? But like some stones, like selenite, they vibrate so high. It actually just destroys or transforms the heavy energy. It's like it breaks down the heavy energy because it's vibrating so high, like selenite or something like that. Interesting. How can they get the clean energy but no? I mean, like how does it not affect that crystal in a bad way, like a lower vibrational way? Like where does it go? What happens to that heavier energy that's absorbed? Okay, let's see. Akashic record masters, what happens to like this heavy energy that's absorbed by these crystals that have this ability to do so? What happens to this? What they show me right now is it's kind of like sometimes as people we kind of put things that we're gonna deal with later inside of a box, like in our minds. Like, okay, we're gonna put that in a box, close it, we're gonna deal with it later. Um, I know you can, it's almost like a memory or something, yeah, and, like, they can be cleansed by, like, burying them in the earth. So how does that happen? Hmm, I think there's more to it, yeah, but let's see, it's almost like it absorbs it and it kinda goes into, like, this. Do crystals that can absorb heavy energy, Akashic Record Masters, do they have the ability themselves to, like, integrate and transmute these energies within themselves? Show me, like, the ocean? Water. Okay, they're taking me back to the process, okay. So I'm seeing a heavy energy go, absorbed into the crystal. Again, they're kinda bringing me to, like, that whole black hole kind of, scenario. It's almost like when it gets. I think some crystals, like, they do it differently. I don't think all crystals do it the same, like, they process it the same. Like, I know, like, for like, when I was you know, in the shamanic practitioner, like, we were told one way that you can, like, do extractions of, like, entities is by using, like, a crystal clear quartz, one that has no cracks in it or anything like that, because, like, the cracks in the crystal can cause pain for the entity. So you want, like, the clearest clear quartz, 'cause clear quartz can hold memories, and you would, like, basically trap, kinda like Ghostbusters, like, trap these entities in this clear quartz crystal. And the way that they would release it is they would, like, kind of run it, like, over the top of the fire through heat. And then with this entity, they would send it back to the light. Um, so I think it depends on the crystal, Yagmar, how they. Yeah. And some of them, they showed me, like, the black hole thing where the heavy energy goes through this kinda, like, black hole type thing, typic kinda, and it kinda goes into this nothingness. Or it's, like, destroy, it's, like, broken down, like how a black hole just eats everything, like. Hmm, yeah. Hold on one second, guys. Okay, I'm back. Akashic Record Masters, is it does like the place of their formation? Um, yeah, the elemental combinations. Why does some crystals have different properties, Akashic Record Masters? Like some, they're saying it's kind of like medicinal plants, like how medicinal plants, like certain plants have the capability to heal certain things because of their makeup. Um, and like they'll tell you what they're able to do. It's like they know themselves. It's kind of like a lot of medicinal people, like ayahuasca. I know you've heard of ayahuasca, Yagmer, that drink that can like shamans take, um, that brings about like intense hallucinations for like they use it for healing. Like they say it was discovered like the plant told them themselves um, about its medicine. And so it's kind of like people with psychometry, like maybe like holding a crystal and the crystal tells you, like talks to you, speaks to you. Why did crystals become healers? They were programmed. It looks like. Hey, Kath, doing well. It's a response. Thank you, Oracle. And what's interesting too, Yagmer, is like in like my shamanic training, like there's 5 levels to the upper world. And the top level they say is the crystal level, or there's crystals, which is interesting. Thanks, Kat. Like the first level of the upper world is the stone, and then the trees, and then the animals and people, and then crystals. Yeah. I think that they discovered it through their journeying. Those these 5 levels, and like you can journey through your chakras because your chakras are timeless and infinite. Like that's how I can call your energy and you be there, and I call your energy here, and I can heal your energy here while you yourself are there. It's like our chakras or energy is like timeless, and like that's how we're able to hold like past lives, past, present, future within our chakras. Um, I can see like they're kind of showing me there are these different levels, like almost like different rooms or why like do in certain shamanic traditions, why do they believe like the fifth level of the upper world is the crystal? Through journeying, they're saying a shared dream. No problem, Yagner. Once I get better at channeling, that's going to be interesting. But yes, it is interesting. It's like the where all recordings of everything is. And I was wondering like the connection between like because you could program quartz crystals, and like quartz crystals can be like they use them in technology and stuff. Like transmitters and everything. But once I start channeling, like get channeling, that's going to be a lot of fun because then I can channel like different beings. But now, like when I try to communicate, it's really choppy. Like I want to be like a vocal channeler. It's a bit choppy. But like the more I practice, like the better that'll get. Yeah, and tell them to tell you the story. Like the stone people, right, know the story of origin, know the story of creation. Like they know stories. This crystal just told me a birth story. Like this crystal told me about, it brought me into the ocean, and it brought me deep down into the deepest of the ocean, and into one of those like holes that went down to the center of the earth, to like the core of the earth. And it talked about how the earth and the creation was born from the center of the earth, and it's kind of like, that's what it showed me. Like, as long as it's not like a personal question, this would be like asking the Akashic records like certain questions you've always wondered. Like Gadamer's asking me like how crystals heal. You can ask like, was Lemuria a real place, or does Bigfoot exist, or what's karma, or how do we work through things? How do we? And this stone's talking about like change happened when these creatures started having being like enzymes, like creating these um, alterations channeled through their own perception, through their own alchemical process. It's creating like a survival from the heat, and an evolution, kind of. Yeah, definitely. Crystals can help with anxiety, yes. Um, Akashic Record Masters, what crystal do you recommend for anxiety? Okay, in the records, what crystal is proven to be most beneficial for helping with anxiety? A dark crystal. So any type of dark crystal, like tourmaline, hematite too. All right, yeah, I hope you sleep well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just buy one. Clear quartz can work too. Clear quartz is like a master healer. Um, Kelly, welcome in. Yes, if anyone's got like a question to ask the Akashic Records, just let me know. As long as it's not a personal question. Oh, good. You're very welcome. Yeah, so if anyone's got like something they've always wondered about, spiritually or about this earthly plane or dimensions or yeah, as long as it's not a personal question twist, like if it's like something like you've wondered about, like, you know, spiritually, dimensionally. We can ask like, what is spiritual mission? Like, what is that concept? Like, what is that? Um, how do people find their mission? I think they're saying many like the mission is something that you do naturally. Um, that's comes naturally to you. Is something that you uniquely bring that you feel like is to be added or to be for others to be an awareness of this. Um, that's about your, it's like a journey you have to go on, twist. It's like an inner journey. It's like it's unique to each individual. Like we're here to have experiences and to play, like, and to not only to have experiences and to have a good story, write a good story. It's also about adding your unique print in on this earth. Um, and just being is a part of that because there's only one you. There never will be another one like you exactly ever again, before or after. Lolo, on our teeth being some type of resonating crystals. their bone. And bone is alive. There's like crystals that men like are man-made, but they're using like natural elements, but they're not created organically. There are man-made crystals. Yeah. So we're doing like where you're asking the Akashic records, not personal questions, because I would have to tap into your own individual Akashic record, but just kind of like questions about the universe, about spirituality. In a way, because they do have like a sponge quality to them. Mystic Wolf. They are made of bone. Um, hey, Gypsy. Yeah, birthday girl. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thanks for birthday wishes. But like since the teeth, like they absorb, it can absorb things, right? Um, but because of the blood flow, because they are alive, when the root is there, there's like um, keeps the bone alive. It can break down, which everything breaks down eventually. But I thank you. It's been good, my day. It's been really good. That's a good question, Noxie. Which foods are the most elevating? We'll see. Akashic Record Masters. Which foods are the most like high vibe? They're showing me rose petals, which some people you can eat rose. Um, it's kind of complicated, Lane, because it's like the past, present, and future, right? They're all happening simultaneously. But there's probabilities with how it unfolds. But I think there is a recording of like if you made this decision instead of that one. I think there is a recording of like where that path would have led you, which is interesting because some people when they have near-death experiences, they are able to look at their past life, like review their past life, but also view what would have happened if they chose differently. Um, what foods are the highest vibrational? They're showing me roots too, like roots. Which foods are the most like high vibrational? Show me roots. this isn't like personal question session. This is like, yeah, potatoes be very ground. You know what? Potatoes have like just about every vitamin and mineral in them. So that makes sense. Like potatoes are really, especially sweet potatoes. But like roots, they showed me like it looked like it was like a wild carrot. Like we've kind of altered the produce because like before the vegetables and stuff was really bitter. Like I don't know if you ever tried a wild carrot or wild like a garden salad, like a yard salad, but it's very bitter. And but we cultivated produce over time to make it less bitter, food sweeter, things like that. Um, it looks like they showed me like a wild carrot. It's like wild vegetables are like the highest vibration, like not ones that we have altered, like in the carrots, like wild carrots, they're like this tiny, but we altered them to be bigger, and less bitter. But long time ago, like vegetables and stuff used to be really bitter and they were smaller, but we cultivated stuff over time to be bigger and less bitter. What else? Akashic Record Masters. Seeds. Hey, Star Angel. See if I can get like a fruit. So like Akasha Record Masters, what's like the highest vibrational like fruit we can eat? Some sort of melon. It's like in the melon family. I don't know all the fruits, so there's like lots of strange fruits I've never heard of, but it's something in the melon family. This session I'm not doing like personal questions. This is like things you've wondered about, like spirituality or the universe, or. But I will be doing another session, like reading, probably later on today. Hey, J. Lucy. Oh, that's interesting, Mystic Wolf, about regenerating, regrowing teeth. Hmm. I would have to like we could do it like one hand or something, Jealousy. Um, we can do it another live if you catch me. They can grow teeth in a lab. The Akashic Record Masters are saying now, like they can grow teeth in a lab. Akashic Record Masters will. Do humans have the ability within themselves, with the tools that they have already, to actually regrow their teeth? No, it's kind of like if you cut off a finger, we can't regrow that finger. Oh, yeah, and they have, like, different varieties of tomatoes. Like, I wanna try a black tomato. I hear they have, like, a smoky flavor. Yeah, we can ask. Apparently, there's no time there. It's like a timelessness. Akashic Record Masters, like, how does time work? Spiritual. They're saying, okay, so this kind of verifies like near death things that I've heard. So, okay, so I'll just explain it like this. Like when near death experiences come back, okay, they first when they realize like they have 360-degree vision on the other side. Like could you imagine? 360-degree vision. And you can see everything at the same time. And they say, like, if they choose to focus on something, they can pinpoint and focus on it, but the awareness of everything else is existing as well. And they say, like, it's hard for them to describe their near-death experience because on the other side, it's not happening in sequence. It's happening all at the same time. And there, it's like our consciousness is able to um, be aware of multiple multipalities at the same time. So there's no time there because there's nothing sequential because we have the ability to understand all in that moment. It's like we are a being. We are a being. It's a being. Um, Thank you for the happy birthdays. You too, Mystic Wolf. Are we past and future all at once? You mean like in this dimension? Are we past, present, and future all at once? In some ways, because mentally we can go back to the past and we can like place ourselves in anticipating future. Um, we are the culmination of all our experiences from the past, and in that way we are past and present. And from this place, we unfold the future. They're saying there's different dimensions that we can travel to, but our physical bodies, like the physical body itself, is bound by certain laws of the universe. Um, but our consciousness is it's like we are the culmination of our past in the present, hence past and present happening. Um, and we can be aware of um, higher version from our higher self. I think what you may be sensing is like the higher self and like your soul's multidimensionality. Um, so it's like there are um, It's like it is, yes, and there's levels to it. Like we were saying, like the physical body is bound by certain laws of the universe, but like our consciousness and our being connected to the higher self in the spiritual world as we are, it's like we're able to sense these other aspects, even though we may not be able to explain them because it's beyond like language. That's a good question. I have heard that we do. I'm going to ask the Akashic Records. Akashic Record Masters. When we sleep, do we astral travel to different dimensions during this time? There's different things that happen when we sleep. They're giving me the feeling like we kind of dive deep into the pool of our subconscious. It's almost like we think like we leave outside this way, but they're kind of showing me like we travel in, like within. Um, and we heal and learn through our sleep. We are tapping into like certain dimensions, um, which are filtered through like certain metaphors, like your dreams. Like if you dream about a person, that person could be representing something in your life, something that you're healing here. But what about Akashic Record Masters? Like I've heard people say that we astral travel, like we do work in other planes while we're asleep. Does this happen? That's weird. Because they showed me like when we're asleep, it's almost like this is what they showed me. It's gonna show what they showed me. They showed me like being on a spaceship, and there's like you sleeping like in a pod, and then it's almost like a little bit of a break to do other things, like which is interesting, right? Right, yes. Yeah, I feel like I've done things like I've healed, like I've talked to people and all kinds of stuff in my dreams. Um, I think different things are happening in our dreams while we sleep. Like it's not just one thing. I feel like because like we have like, the physical body, we have the etheric world, and there's like different levels, different dimensions that we're existing in simultaneously. So it's like just not just one thing that's happening while we're sleeping. Are the dimensions in our subconscious Akashic records? They're saying it's a channeling. It's like a channeling is what they're saying. 'Cause they're saying it's like a channeling from like the higher self being like filtered through subconscious. Because their chakras are timeless. Like how I can call your energy over and your energy still be there, but then it can be here at the same time. I can feel it with my hand. Like I can feel your energy. Though your energy is still with you, I've also called it over here. Um, right. It's like they're saying there's different levels. Like the physical body is bound by certain laws of the universe, but our consciousness is different. And then the connection to the higher self. And then are we yeah, they kind of explain it to me like a merry-go-round. Like they showed me the symbol before. Like a merry-go-round, like it's one thing, right? But it has like these multiple different horses. Well, I think which represents like our multi-dimensional self, how we can exist in one place, more than one place at the same time, or be in more than one place at the same time. And how everything's happening in the now, like in that timelessness. Yeah, there are 12 dimensions total. A quick dream when I'm half asleep, I call them big dreams. Right, that's a trance. Yeah, this trance state, that's where shamans go. I remember a face, but not much else. I can see if I can see like Akashic Record Masters. Like I think it depends on the universe here, but let's see like how many dimensions in this universe. I think there's more than 12. They showed me like this image of like nature, right? Some place outside. And they showed me like this kind of like dimension that has multiple little holes in it, like multiple little portals. Um, I think there may be more than 12. I'm not sure here. They're saying there's more than 12 because some dimensions don't have um, mass, or they don't have, they're like invisible, like they are like a whisper. Um, What is a dimension exactly? Like, what is a dimension? Kasha Record Masters. What is a dimension? It's like a form of consciousness. It's kind of like they're showing this image of, Albert Einstein's theory of relativity, where it talks about like how the Earth like is like the gravity, like the Earth sits in the space field, and it bends space. They're saying each shift in that bend is a different dimension, like a change, an alteration, something of different measurement, something of different awareness. Um, yeah, we're supposed to have 12 strands of DNA too, but only two at this time in history because we've been. Oh, interesting. Hello, hello. Hey, New York Greek. So I'm doing like asking the Akashic records like your spiritual questions, like things you always wonder like about the universe or time or you know spirit guides or dimensions or I'm doing a Akashic record reading, so I'm doing this for 10 because it's a little bit of a process. And that comes with like there's like a clearing and like a healing here. What's up with my computer? Hold on. I have to restart my computer. It's being weird. There it is. It's interesting because like kind of how they're explaining dimensions is it's kind of like an emotion can be in a dimension. Like the dimension of joy. Like oh, I see New York Greek. I'll be doing another live later, probably. Can two people be in the same room then in different dimensions? Oh, interesting. Let's see. Akashic Record Masters. Can two people be in the same room but in different dimensions? Yeah, there's different states of awareness. Is kind of how they're showing it. It's like different states of awareness, different perspectives. Um, But since you're aware of this other person, there's some sort of vibrational similarity, right? Um, I think they're saying like dimensions like are states of like consciousness, but also it's almost like it's a state of being as well. It's like um, you're saying like they were saying like emotion can be a dimension, which is interesting. Yeah, dimensions are like they're saying like different vibrations. Yeah, so it's like an emotion. Yeah, so like joy vibrates at a certain frequency. Different levels of awakening or ascension. Yeah, they're explaining me like there's different levels of ascension because people are becoming depends on the level of freedom that you feel and the ability to see the spiritual and the material because it exists, but your awareness of it is what it helps you remember, like it activates it. Um, mm-hmm. Akashic Record Masters, what is ego death? An awareness of something greater. It's seeing self. It's seeing a reflection of self. It's like a reality check. It's kind of like and they're also saying part of ego death is learning how to be back in the body, to come back into the body, into the soul, into the heart. Is there a way to get yourself the same dimension as another person to communicate? Well, mediumship, yeah. Can you kind of like tell me a little bit more about what you're asking? Like, oh, I think there is like you are able to kind of shift, hey, to bone, to shift like frequency. Like, you mean like kind of meeting people where they're at? Um, yes, they're saying like a lot of our communication happens without words. That makes sense, like because we do communicate a lot, like even through our body language and our energetic field. Um, like our energetic field acts as a transmitter and a receiver, so we communicate with people through that energetic field that surrounds us like a bubble. Um, Even though we may not be consciously aware of this communication, it is happening. And you can travel like through journeying to different dimensions to communicate with spirit guides, things like that. And some people actually astral project, you know, have the ability to astral project, which is wild. If you're in 5D, you can lower your vibe to that. Let's see, our higher self communicates with us, right? And it's able to maintain that higher frequency. So maybe it's not the being itself that's lowering vibration to match that frequency, but it's I have heard people say something like this, like, let's see. Like through a mediator or something, or through, let's see. It's kind of like they gave me this image of like if there was an extraterrestrial, right, who breathed different air, you know, than Earth, like oxygen, like they needed something else, like something that we don't have here. They could wear like a suit and through like some sort of means come on the planet and still exist, breathing their air, but still meeting us here. But they have to take home with them. Um, It's something like that. It's like the high vibration is still there, but there is um some sort of energetic medium or something that's being used. But I do think that we can communicate with different dimensions, but I think we have to have some sort of codes. Like it's almost like a Morse code, like figuring out how to communicate. It's kind of like how we communicate with our higher self, with spirit guides through our intuition, like certain nudges or subtle impressions. And once we kind of learn that language, then we can communicate. What do you mean, Debon? You mean like ETs? And you know what's interesting? What I just thought about, New York Dev, is like we have more than 12 chakras, right? Technically, we have like hundreds of chakras, and these connect like portals too. And they vibrate at different frequencies. Like you can go into the root, and the root can hold like certain memories, like crystals, like past lives, inner child, the past wounds. Um, the sacral chakra is like our emotions. It's like the water, right? And we can access other dimensions through these chakras because they're timeless, right? There's a guy on YouTube named. Oh, cool. So I think there's more than 12. I do. I was asking if we have the ability to create dimensions, and it brought me and the Akashic Record Masters was like, yeah, through imagination. I was like, but can this be real? And it's like, well, you can go back to that same journey, that same imagination. Like, if you like to envision yourself on a beach, and you can feel the sand beneath your feet, and you can create it, you can go back to that same imagining. Right, right, yes. Go to acupuncture and do Reiki. Awesome. Yeah, right. You know, even trees have chakras, which is interesting. What is the higher self, Akashic Record Masters? Like, what is the higher self? Witness. It's like pure consciousness. It's like pure consciousness and like an unfoldment of uh, curiosity. It's like like a child's curiosity and like a joy in each unfoldment. Yeah, it's like the witness. It's tell me more about the higher self, Akashic record. Show me. It's kind of like in the way, I guess the best way they could explain it through metaphors, it's almost like a fabric of consciousness. Um, you know what this looks like? It looks like, like images of the brain and like the neural connections in the brain, like the neurons, how they're connected. That's the type of fabric it looks like. It's what the image that they're showing me. And there's all these different lives and dimensions and communications here that is existing within this higher self. It's kind of like planet Earth, right? Planet Earth is this planet, and on this planet, there's people and plants and trees, and but the planet itself is a home. But the planet is what is the home or the mother, the creation of this, and she is aware of all the goings, comings, and goings that resides on her, within her. Um, what about the soul, Akasha Record Masters? Like, what is the soul? Show me like an ant. They brought me to an ant hive, and they show me like the queen ant, the ant queen. Um, And that's interesting kind of metaphor for it. Because I've heard that if the queen dies, like another ant can alter itself, this DNA, to become like the queen, to become the queen if that queen dies. Isn't that interesting? That's an interesting metaphor. And what's interesting? Um, Near-death experiencers, like, there's some similarities, like, in the experience, but they all have different experiences. It's very unique to them, right? Like, no one's near-death experience is exactly the same as another person. Um, and you know how we can communicate to each other through our chakras and through our auric field? It's like we're able to connect to, like, when we cross over, right? We are able to cross dimensions to connect with others, right? Um, but it's almost like each soul has its own like unique taste of heaven. Um, because these lifetimes that we've lived. Oh, you had a near-death experience, to I'm very interested to hear. I listen to near-death experiences, fall asleep every night. I have an extremely different background. That's right. Like, there's no one like you, and there's no one that ever will be like you ever again. There's like uniqueness to you. Hey, Kaylee. So this one I'm doing like questions for the Akashic records, like questions about spirituality. I am doing donations, but it's like to read Akashic records. Those are like for 10 because it's like a process. Like I have to like say a prayer and I have to like say these things, and it's like there's a healing with it too. Because I had an Akashic records reading class Saturday. Um, If you would like, yeah, just let me know if you donate, then we can like go through and you can ask any questions you like about past lives. If you have like any obstacles or challenges or anything you want to know about um, anything really. Okay, just let me know. You'll be my first one, Kaylee. Like for paid. All right, nice to meet you, Nora Debs. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for asking, like bringing up those really interesting topics. That was fun. And the ant thing was really interesting about the soul. Okay. So first I'm going to let me get this sheet here. um, Okay, so Kaylee, um, what's your last name, Kaylee? You don't mind sharing? Elias. Okay. So I'm gonna be saying a prayer of protection, and then I'm going to open the records with the key. And any questions that you have for this lifetime, such as obstacles or where you may feel stuck or any traumas, the question itself will provide healing for those areas, and I'll also do a cleansing of what they show me how to do it. And you can also ask questions you're curious about, like, did I have a galactic lifetime and what was it like? Things like that. Um, so what I want you to do is to take 3 deep breaths. So breathe in, inhale deeply, hold it at the top for a little bit, and exhale through the mouth. Do that 3 times. Okay. Now I'm going to say a prayer. We are surrounded by the pure white light of divine source. We ask Archangel Michael to protect and guide us, and we call forth all of our angels, guides, beings of light, and the Akashic Record Masters to assist us now to receive information of the highest truth, the highest frequency of light and love, allowing us to receive exactly what we need for our greatest good and the greatest good of humanity. We open ourselves to the light, and with this light, to our highest truth and our soul's purpose. We call upon the Akashic Records Masters, guardians of the records, and beings of light who serve the divine plan and truth and clarity to guide us to our highest good and the highest good of all in divine love. And we ask the Akashic Records Masters to assist us in accessing the records to receive exactly what is needed for the highest truth, the highest timeline, and the greatest good for all. And with this said, Kaylee Elias is given the truth to best serve her on her healing journey and to the love and acceptance that is most beneficial for her to know in this moment. And the records are now open. Okay, so what would you like to know? Okay, show me a past life, Akashic Record Masters, Kaylee Elias. That is has a big effect on this lifetime for her. It's interesting. You were a bear in one past life here. They're showing me you were like this grizzly bear, it looks like. They're showing me you walking through nature. And you see men at a distance. It's like you're on this cliff and you look down and you see people. They see you. You're curious. So you walking down the mountain. Your presence sparks fear. They run. It sparks an instinct in you, something like just instinctual for you to chase. You chase. And it's like your instincts overcome and remove the breath from this person, basically. I have to be careful with you too. And then it's like you come back to the moment. Your instincts have quieted, that were triggered. And you think to yourself, you like fish better. This is interesting, Kaylee. It's like you're saying, I like fish better. Okay. There's more people. And then they take you down because you killed a man. Interesting. So, Akashic Records, how is this past life so relative to Kaylee's present life? It's almost like there's this almost fear of losing control of like these instincts, these like primal urges. And there's also a little bit of fear when it comes to exploring a curiosity. It's interesting. There's a lot of things here. Because remember, it's like these instincts were like triggered, right? And it was something that just happened within while you were an animal, you were a bear. And it was just triggered. And it's just something that you did. It was just like breathing. And it's like you realize, like, yeah, I like the taste of fish better. It's interesting. Like you would have rather had a fish. Um, so there's a few things here that's still affecting you from this life. This is so interesting. I done a past life where someone was an animal. Um, yeah, but there's like this, you're triggered by this desire, this instinctual pull, right? And you follow this. First, it was inspired by curiosity, right? So the curiosity, you saw someone down there, you want to check it out, you're curious. Then they ran, right? And that sparked like an impulse. It's almost like being triggered. Um, and like during like being triggered, like in losing control, it's like in that you're able to learn a lesson, right? I like the taste of fish better. But it had an impact that caused a ripple that caused some sort of pain, where you were actually punished, right? For this. Is that making sense? So I don't know if in this life, if there's a little like when something that sparks your do you notice if there's a little bit of hesitancy when it comes to exploring it and you don't know why. It's almost like, sometimes like it's about being true self and embracing your nature, your human nature, like your nature itself, and feeling and accepting this aspect of yourself, um, to embrace your true self, and understanding like on this journey, when you do discover these things and follow your instincts and your nature, you can't control how other people respond to you. You can control your actions. And there's a little bit of like fear of like losing control at times too, right? About like you getting caught up and overconsumed in emotion, right? That causes a reaction that later on you come to and you're like, why did I do that? That was so strange. It was like I was being driven by something. It's like that wasn't me. But it was. It was like an instinctual. It was like it was a part of your nature, but it was where there was a lack of, I guess, understanding of what was happening. Is that making sense? Because past life is something that's still affecting you today. Um, but in this, while you were a bear, it's like you discovered, yeah, I don't like this. I like this better, you know? So it's like not even like something that you truly like, that is like a part of your natural diet, right? You like your natural diet better. It's like but you wouldn't have understood that if that didn't happen. Like I like fish better than this. um, so there was an experience there where it's like you learned more about things like what you do like. But in that process of this, it's like you create ripples, because we're not on this earth alone. We're on this earth with other beings too. There's also a fear of you being misunderstood. There's a lot that happened like from this past life. There's like a fear of being misunderstood, like a fear of being shamed for your own humanity, shamed for your own nature, shamed for your trying to figure out who you are in this world through your explorations, and given that grace to be able to find what that is without that judgment. I think that's what this is, Kaylee. Does that make sense? Hey, culture. So I'm doing like Akashic Records readings. They're 10 because it's a little bit of a process to get into them. Um, if you want just a regular reading, I will do those later if it's something that you would like. Okay, so let's go ahead and clear this um, experience through how they showed me here. And then we'll explore anything else, any other things you want to look at. All right, so thank you, Akashic Record Masters, for revealing this to us. Kaylee has seen this and is aware of the acceptance of her human nature. of her instinctual nature. And is more aware of her impact, but also is giving herself freedom to explore, to know who she is, to explore what she likes and doesn't like, and to follow her curiosities. To have that awareness through experience, a self awareness, and an understanding. Akashic Record Masters, I request a clearing of this trauma and any and all trauma related to this past life and all lifetime, in all cellular structure, in all space and time in between, in all past lives, the present lifetime, and future lifetimes, in all ancestral lineage, for the highest good of Kaylee Elias, for the highest good of humanity, in the highest timeline. Akashic Record Masters, we ask that this be cleared. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done. Did you feel the clearing? Isn't that interesting? Yeah, that's how it's done. Like that's how I was taught in this way. Is there anything else you want to look at? But that was interesting how that passed, and that makes sense a lot with like our because it's humans, we're animals, and like our instincts, like fight or flight, things like that. It's like our conscious mind shuts down, and it's just our primal aspects take over. Now we can get like monks meditation. We can get to where we can rise above those impulses and calm the nervous system. Um, Give me 1 second, Kaylee. You can ask if you want to look at something else. Just let me know. Is there anything in my past life that is affecting my relationships? Okay, let's see. Akashic Record Master, show me the root life that is affecting Kaylee's success in healthy relationships. I feel like I'm in the streets of Paris or London or something. 1800s or something. Hold on. Is Kaylee the man or the woman here? It's interesting because I'm feeling like I am this man that it's like I'm seeing it from his perspective. Top hat, little cane, and like he sees you through the window, and you're a woman, and it's wearing you're wearing this beautiful blue dress, and you're kind of dancing and smiling, and he's watching you. You step outside, and I feel like you take someone with you, like, in your hand. It's like you guys run outside smiling, laughing. It's individuals watching here. Ah, you know this person. I think that, wow. So this man, he looks like he's more wealthy than the one that you were having the most fun with, the happiest with. I think there was some sort of relationship between you and this man, and this man ended up uh, removing you with a out of crime of passion, because it looks like when you saw that he saw you, you were like, like you were like, oh no, like, you know, it's almost like this man would be someone that people would want for you because he was wealthy, he had money, he could take care of you. But that wasn't truly where your heart lied. And it's like during this time period, it's like you were fun, you were a free spirit, and you were having fun with someone. This was like about your age. This person that you were having fun with and you were the happiest with. I think that where your heart truly lied was about your age, and this man was older, and I think he was wealthy, and I think I don't think you were married yet to this person, but I do think there was some sort of um, arrangement, like you were to marry this person, or something like that. You know what I mean? So I think how this is affecting your present relationships is like part of this is like you were so free spirited in this vision, like you're free, you're happy, you're like this free spirit, and you're in so much joy and happiness. And then through that, you had the experience this trauma, which can cause like you this lifetime, one, feeling a bit reservation when it comes to feeling like happy and free spirited. Um, Almost like a fear of happiness or like a fear of joy or a fear of letting go, of releasing. It's kind of similar to the bear, right? Um, and this lifetime, you were caught between like the head and the heart, like which person would be like financially better for you and which person your heart truly desired. Um, but this other person was very, very controlling. Um, because I saw him when he saw you and you saw you, he like walked over and like. But this lifetime is affecting that you and when it comes to building healthy relationships. Because I think in this lifetime, you were still like gaining those experiences and learning who you are and like wanting to be in love and have fun. And because you're much younger, it's different times then. Um, I was wondering where it was going. I was like, "Are you saying she was, like, one of Jack Ripper's?" Because I was wondering if it was gonna go, like, towards the Jack Ripper thing, but it wasn't. Because I was like, "Oh, that would be crazy." Because it was, like, 1800s London, type scenery. Um, but yeah, that's the past life that is affecting your present day, like, in terms of your relationships. Um, does that make sense? It's like this expectation of you and what your life should look like and, like, to what your heart truly wants, and then, like, you were, um, again, punished for being a free spirit and, like, going after what your heart wanted, but you weren't honest, like, you weren't, you hid it. You hid it. You hid it, Um, because you hadn't quite got your head and your heart in alignment about, because this other person, they were more financially stable. They could actually take care of you. Um, hmm. Let's like work through this clearing. Would you like to clear and heal that trauma through the means that I was shown? Akashic Records Masters, I request a clearing of this trauma and any and all trauma related to this past life and all lifetime, in all cellular structure, in all space and time, and the time in between, in all past lives, the present lifetime, and future lifetimes, in all ancestral lineage, for the highest good of Kaylee Elias, for the highest good of humanity, in the highest timeline. Akashic Record Masters, we ask that this be cleared. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's done. You will feel, yeah, this powerful cleansing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done. It is done. Anything else you want me to look at? So, like, a lot of this is like, and that makes sense. It's like you're learning how to embrace the truth of yourself and your truest heart's desires, free from judgment, but in a higher awareness. Hold on 1 second. Are you still there, Kaylee? I wonder if Kaylee got kicked off here. I'll wait a little bit longer, and then we'll do you culture. We'll look at your Akashic records. Guess I'll go ahead and close them because I don't know what happened. This happened last time. She was gone for quite a while, so I don't know what to do here. Guess I'll go ahead and close them. Oh, there you are. Okay. Almost closed them. Do you have like it's okay. It's okay. Um, do you have any other thing you want me to look at here? While you have your records open? Yeah, I can see your messages. I can see them now. You might be behind in the chat in the live. Um are you caught up? Okay. Is there anything else you want me to look at while your records are open? Okay, you can ask. Fall to the death. Okay. It looks like you did. I'm seeing you, it's interesting. I think you've been animals. I think you like incarnating as animals, like because I'm seeing like they show me like a mountain goat, but they also show me like as human. Like I think you jumped out of a plane one time and your parachute didn't work. Um, yeah, like skydiving. Yeah, but I think it's happened a few times, more than one life. Um, but they did show me like I think you did jump out of a plane one time and with a failed parachute. You were a male in this life. So that can bring about the fear of heights and also like taking risk and trusting your preparations. Because there's always like a small, percentage, that doesn't happen very often, but it looks like that you did have a life where that happened. You were like skydiving. Yeah, it's like if you feel like, and I feel like it's more like, because I'm seeing you like you had these past lives where you're this interesting adventurer, like you had no fear. And I see you like climbing rocks and stuff. Um, so in this life, you may have like a fear of adventure or a fear of um, those kind of like daredevil type things. Because in these past lives, you were these like you had no fear. You're like this very adventurous soul. But certain mistakes happened where it did lead to you falling. It's interesting. Skydiving, and then I'm seeing you like rock climbing and slipping. Yeah. So I'm seeing it's almost like there's three, and there's mountain goat, right? um, skydiving and rock climbing. So it's almost like this adventurous part, like you had these very adventurous lifetimes where you were like this adventurous kind of soul. You're male in these lives. Um, rock climber, you might have been female, actually. Hold on, let me see. Male, you were skydiving for sure. I can't tell if you're male or female when you're rock climbing though. It's kind of like blending, like you're kind of like you're blending in with the person, so it's hard to tell. Might have been female. You might have had a couple of lives where you like to be a rock climber. What happened? What sex was she when she actually fell? Male. Yeah. Would you like to clear this? Akashic Record Masters, I request a clearing of this trauma and any and all trauma related to this past life and all lifetime, and all cellular structure, and all space and time, and the time in between, and all past lives, the present lifetime, and future lifetimes, and all ancestral lineage, for the highest good of Kaylee Elias, for the highest good of humanity, in the highest timeline. Akashic Record Masters, we ask that this is to be cleared. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done. How do you feel? I haven't done clearings like this before. But when I was in class, I felt the energy. So when someone else was getting one, so I was like, maybe, something to it. I think it's processing the grief. You're welcome. And keep me posted on how you feel like it's shifted or changed. Do you feel like something shifted? Maybe it's an unfolding. Maybe it'll continue. Maybe it has to adjust and stuff, kind of like shamanic healing. But let's close the records. So let's see. We offer deep gratitude to the Akashic Record Masters, the guardians, the guides, and all present today for the truth, the light, and the love received. Thank you. The records are now closed. All right, Coulter, are you still here? You're welcome. That was interesting. Like you were a bear. How interesting was that? Hey, Culture. Hi, Culture. So, what is your first and last name, if you don't mind sharing? None of this live, Toka, but I will be doing a live. I don't know if it's gonna be tonight, but definitely probably tomorrow. Yeah, real first and last, Culture, if you don't mind. Um, you're welcome, Toka. Hello, hello. Do you have D Curry? Is that your name, D Curry? K Curry. Curry. Okay, I got you. D Curry. Interesting. Beautiful name. Okay. So how it's going to work is I'm going to say a prayer of protection. I'm going to open the records with the key. And any questions that you have related to this lifetime, such as obstacles or where you may feel stuck or any traumas, will provide a clearing and healing for those areas. So even just asking it and bringing it to the light. And you can also ask questions like, did I have a galactic lifetime? What was it like? Anything like that. Anything like that. Um, so what I want you to do is I want you to take 3 deep breaths. So she breathe in, hold it at the top for a couple seconds. Breathe through the mouth. Do that 3 times. Breathe in, hold it at the top. Breathe through the mouth. Breathe in, hold it at the top. Breathe through the mouth. Okay, so I'm going to say the prayer of protection. We are surrounded by the pure white light of divine source. We ask Archangel Michael to protect and guide us, and we call forth all of our angels, guides, beings of light, and the Akashic Record Masters to assist us now to receive information of the highest truth, the highest frequency of light and love, allowing us to receive exactly what we need for our greatest good and the greatest good of humanity. We open ourselves to the light, and with this light, to our highest truth and soul's purpose. We call upon the Akashic Record Masters, guardians of the records, and beings of light who serve the divine plan in truth and clarity to guide us to our highest good and the highest good of all in divine love. And we ask the Akashic Record Masters to assist us in accessing the records to receive exactly what is needed for the highest truth, the highest timeline, and the greatest good for all. And with this said, Dee Kare is given the truth to best serve her on their healing journey and to love and acceptance that is most beneficial for her to know in this moment. The records are now open. Can you describe him like in the light passage around most of it? Okay, culture. Interesting question. I'll see. You were a pianist. You were a pianist, a musician, a pianist. And people would come and you were playing in front of crowds of people. And they would come to hear you play. She played so beautifully. Akashic Record Masters, what did culture look like? Male, dark hair, handsome. You're married. But you were a famous pianist. And people, you would play in front of huge crowds of people, and you played so beautifully, they would come to see you. And so you were famous. I asked what was a lifetime where you're the most respected and admired, and that was it. You were like a famous pianist. Anything else you want me to look at? I think because you were so gifted that life, maybe. Juliet? It's not a part of your. They're saying like you have to relax and tap into this subconscious, like knowing, like your soul knows how to play. It's like, even if like you, it's almost like if you could get yourself into a trance or something and just allow yourself to be guided subconsciously, like, um, that happened to me before. Like, I remember playing the keyboard and it's like I got into this trance and I just let go and it sounded like I had been playing piano for like a long time, and this guy was like, "That sounds good." I'm like, "Yeah, no." Everything's good, Julia, but I hope all is well with you. Like sometimes we can tap into these past life gifts, culture. If we like tap into this that subconscious kind of knowing. What else would you like me to look at, culture? Oh, really? What was it, the animal? Not this live. Probably tomorrow, Juliet. Hey, Lucy. All right, Akashic Record Masters. What is the root life here? Culture's asking why she struggle. I see you being like a fisherman, and you're trying to catch big fish, but you keep catching smaller ones. And it's funny because like fishing is kind of, it's not just you, it's like other elements at play, right? Are the fish there? Are they wanting to bite? Are they biting like the bait that you're throwing out? Um, are you in a location where the fish population is low? So there's some things outside of your control here. But I think during this lifetime, you associated with a limiting belief about something about yourself, like something that you're not good at. But there's other factors that were at play that you had no control over in that time. And it created this kind of like limitation or restriction. And this lifetime is like you wanted to go travel deeper into the sea, but there is a fear. And that comes from another life here. So there is a life that you had the skill set, right? But the circumstances were not in your favor. But in this lifetime, you associated it with something that you personally were not good at, which put a limiting belief on your ability to step into a fullness of potential because it wasn't just in your hands, but it was circumstantial also, is what I'm getting, culture. After culture, I'm gonna hop off and grab a bite to eat. This live I was doing like questions, like spiritual questions, like you have for the Akashic records. I think after culture, because I've been live about 3 hours, I'm gonna hop off and grab something to eat. I might be live again later tonight. Um, would you like to clear this trauma, culture? Because this is like a belief that was that you developed. Like, do you want to clear the one we just talked about? I'm gonna do it kind of like one at a time. We're gonna do three here. Do you want to do a clearing for that past life is what I'm asking, culture? Are you still here? This was a little different, J. Lucine. Like this live, I was doing like questions for the Akashic records, like spiritual questions. But after culture, I'm gonna hop off and grab a bite to eat. Um, but I might do another live later if I can't sleep after I rest a little bit. Yeah, culture. I was wondering if you wanted to do a clearing for that past life, like a clearing of that like trauma, that kind of restriction that you kind of developed, or where it's like it wasn't only in your hands, but there was circumstances like outside of you, like the weather, like the location where you're trying to catch these fish, and things outside of your control. But things that were outside of your control, it's like you weren't considering that. You were thinking about like you just weren't good at it. But there was like other factors at play. So I'm asking, would you want to clear? Okay. All right, Akasha Record Masters, I request the clearing of this trauma and any and all trauma related to this past life and all lifetime, and all cellular structure, and all space and time and the time in between, and all past lives, present lifetime, and future lifetimes, and all ancestral lineage for the highest good of D, for the highest good of humanity, and the highest timeline. Akasha Record Masters, we ask that this be cleared. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done. Okay, so what trauma makes me attract selfish people who use their power? Okay, well, look, culture. Okay, so show me the root lifetime. Let me kind of reframe that culture because, like the selfish and stuff like that, that's like a part of human nature. Um, let me look. Let me ask it kind of a different way here. Show me the root life Akasha Record Masters, that the root lifetime where this trauma first began, this limitation here for Purdy. It's interesting because they're showing me like this window and it's like this candle. And it's like the candle is used, right? Selfish reasons, like for light. And so we burn the candle, and then burning the candle, we break it down. And it's a power that we have, but in this power, we end up destroying the candle for selfish reasons, right? So we could have light. Um, so it's kind of like different. So here's, I'm trying to find a way to, right. So let me look at here in this way. It's understanding that acceptance that we're all light and shadow, and like we attract like things that we haven't accepted or healed within ourselves, right? Um, so I think it's an acceptance of a life where you played this same role, and this like acceptance of humanity and of humans' flaws in nature. Um, let me look here, culture. Kasha Record Master, show me the root life where culture gave her power away. Show me figure skater. Mm. I think this lifetime, it's like you came from a wealthy family, and I think it's interesting. Like you really wanted to be a ballerina, but you were pressured into being this ice skater. Because I'm seeing this ice skater, but they're wearing like a ballerina like tutu. Um, and this lifetime, like you found a compromise, even though it wasn't exactly what you wanted. It's similar, right? Um, so it's like the root lifetime is you, like it starts small, right? So it's like you wanting to appease parents or expectations to pursue a life path that wasn't what your true heart desires, um, but you did it for acceptance and you rationalized it, like, oh, it's kind of similar. So instead of putting yourself and what you desired first, it's like you compromised and put what other people expected or wanted of you before your own, and then you rationalized it. Does that make sense? That's the lifetime I'm seeing. That's like the root lifetime where it's like you gave your power away. Like that's the lifetime they show me. So in that way, you like kind of gave power to something outside of you to be able to direct your life. Decide your life. Um, would you like to clear that? After culture, I'm going to be hopping off and grabbing something to eat. I might be live again later tonight if I can't sleep. said that like 5 times. Hey, Akashic Record Masters, I request a clearing of this trauma and any all trauma related to this past life in all lifetime, in all cellular structure, in all space and time and the time in between, in all past lives, the present lifetime and future lifetimes, in all ancestral lineage, for the highest good of D, for the highest good of humanity, and the highest timeline. Akashic Record Masters, we ask that this be cleared. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done. All right, Colin, to look at that one, and then we'll hop off and grab something to eat after we close the records. But let's see, why can't I do anything high pressure? What's causing my body to feel? Okay, let's see. Akashic Record Master. Mm. It's interesting, culture. In this lifetime, I'm seeing someone kind of freak out a little bit. Like, and they're just talking, talking, talking. They're just freaking out. And then I'm seeing, like, I can't tell what it is, but it looks like some sort of being, right? That has expired because I'm seeing a pool of life force surrounding them. Um, I feel like there is some sort of involvement here with you. And there is like this pressure of like, I don't want to get in trouble. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to handle this. And it was just like this, and I'm not sure like what happened or what this is. Like, they're not showing me that. They're just showing me kind of this scene and like you feeling this pressure and not sure and just kind of breaking and just not sure. Um, like you may have even found this scene. Um, but I think this experience kind of like pushed that limit, where there's like this fear of this pressure of like, what's justice, what's right, what's wrong here, and what does that mean for me? What does that mean for the people around me? You know, what's the right thing to do here? And there's like this fear of like making a mistake or you did it was a breaking point. that lifetime, that experience, whatever this was, and that's kind of the scenario they're showing me. Um, does that make sense, what I'm saying? But this experience kind of broke you because it was so much pressure, because there was so much fear and, like, trying to, it's like fear of, like, what would happen, like, to you in your life, and also, like, fear about, what's right, what's wrong, like, and, what does that mean for you? What is that gonna look like for you? And it's, like, not knowing how to, the right thing to do in that situation. Does that make sense? It was like huge trauma, and it just kind of, a limit in that lifetime that broke. It was like a huge trauma. Because it kind of like mixed up your whole world. It's like, what's justice here? What's the right thing to do? Does that make sense, culture? We're just gonna do three, culture. Would you like to clear that trauma? Hey, Akashic Record Masters, I request a clearing of this trauma and any and all trauma related to this past life and all lifetime, in all cellular structure, in all space and time in between, and all past lives, the present lifetime and future lifetimes, and all ancestral lineage, for the highest good of D, for the highest good of humanity, and the highest timeline. Akashic Record Masters, we ask that this be cleared. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done. Do you feel the clearing? Thank you. Thank you, culture. Appreciate it. Um, Interesting readings here. Let me close the records here. I can ask that question because that question may not take long. Culture. Um, about what gave your soul the most joy. I can answer that one, culture. That shouldn't take long. What activity brought your soul the most joy? You're still here. the growth of things. Like they're showing me you kneeling down at this flower that's growing and just being having so much joy and pleasure in the beauty and growth of things. And it's like that moment where the flower blooms and knowing that it only lasts for a little while. There's like this appreciation of that beauty. I think what brings your soul, the activity is like um, seeing things grow, like growth. Um, yeah, it seems like connected, doesn't it, culture? That's how the other one did too. It seemed like all like, and that makes sense because it seemed like that same thing was like affecting these other lives, and it was like playing out. So yeah, but yeah, I think the activity that brought your soul the most joy was almost like seeing things like the beauty of like growth and knowing that it only lasts for like a moment, and it's like I think seeing things grow is brings your soul like that activity like brings your soul a lot of joy. Um and like if for like even your hands, like you yourself planting the seed, nurturing it, growing it, and seeing it grow. So this kind of creation, this kind of um co-creation is what brings your activity that brings your soul the most joy, where it's like you have a part in it, like you're a part of it, and you get to appreciate this kind of co-creation with nature. Does that make sense, culture? Like seeing things grow. Yeah, you're welcome, culture. Oh, that might be part of like the healing too, like that's happening. I haven't like this is like me like usually I do like shamanic healing, so I'm very curious to see like um because when I was in class and she did this, like I felt the energy like myself, like when she did like clearings like this. So um I'm interested to know like how things are gonna be moving forward for your culture. Like keep me posted. Um there. But let's close the records here. We offer deep gratitude to the Akashic Record Masters, the guardians, the guides, and all present today for the truth, the light, and the love received. Thank you. The records are now closed. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to hop off and grab a bite to eat. If I can't sleep, I will be live again later on tonight, and I will connect with everyone again soon. All right, bye, guys.